So I get a message from my ex-wife. This might have been the third or fourth one about this issue since April. And I've been asking why I can't see my kids, why I'm not allowed to see my kids. It's my turn. I'm the custodial parent right now, and she is violating a court order. But in order to not disrupt the, ambiance for my kids, the calm, hopefully, that they should be having, I haven't went over there and pursued my custody. I have been denied by my ex-wife. She said she won't allow me over there. I don't have a protective order. I can go over there if I want. My kids are there. I can see my kids if I want. I'm the custodial parent. But I've tried to be the bigger man and not irritate the situation. But what she tells me is that I attacked her husband. So here is the facts, and this is recorded on dash cam like this, on police dash cam, or their body cams, because I let them hear part of the conversation of the fight while we were interacting. So the police body cam should have this. I have, hopefully I have it. It was on this computer, and it recently just got smashed, as you can see. I was on a man lift, and I ran it over at work accidentally. So I hopefully have that, but the police should have it because I sent it off to them back in April. What happened? So what happened is I went over there because my daughter was going to go on a field trip. On a field trip with a single father and a young daughter, and none of us had met the parent. Her friend Violet was a new friend to her. She started in a new school, and it was a new friend, and so on and so forth. So I was okay with it. I just wanted to meet the father, and I was told he'd be over there about 9:30 in the morning. So I said, okay, I'll try to make it. And I was going to meet up with him and take her out for breakfast, and then hopefully bump into him accidentally, just to meet him, just to shake his hand, look him in the eye. And then about 17 minutes before I showed up at my ex-wife's house to get my daughter for breakfast, I texted her and I said, okay, I'm coming. I'm coming to pick her up for breakfast. And then I showed up, and she hadn't seen my message, so I knocked on the door, and it startled her. She said I'd knock like a police knock, whatever that means, and that it startled her. So they were already tense, and I'm sitting there trying to talk to my daughter, my second oldest, and she said something about, I won't talk to you unless you use my pronouns, something like that. And I responded, well, I've never used those. You can't expect me to change my language. And then he got furious, the new husband of my ex-wife. He said, get the fuck out of here, and starts flipping out. So I'm walking out of the house. I'm like, fuck you, whatever. I said it twice. I said, fuck you, as I'm walking away. I've got a calm demeanor. My voice isn't angry or loud. I'm just, fuck you, that was it. So he comes out, leaves his chair in his living room where he plays computers all day, jumps up and runs out to the front door and opens the door, pushes my daughter out of the way, opens the door, and starts spitting in my face. I'm still like halfway to my truck. My truck is in their driveway. Their door is about, 15 feet from where I was. I had walked about 15 feet by the time he sprinted into action and got in my face, spitting and screaming. So I pushed him. That's what my daughter says. And so he comes back and he hits me. So instead of a big brawl, instead of a big fight in front of my kids, I just grabbed him by the neck and held him to the ground. When he started getting out of my hold, I grabbed him by the hair and pushed his face into the dirt. And then he started grabbing my dick. And I said, quit grabbing my dick, you pervert. And then my ex-wife kicked me 3 times in the back. And I had to grab his neck with my teeth to be able to grab her feet while she's kicking me. And then I get up, and they're still coming at me. So I jumped into the car, and as I'm leaving, my dog, who is, my dog, follows me and jumps into the car. I didn't call him. There's no evidence of that on the recording at all, that I made him go into my car. But my ex-wife and I have shared him, and I had just gotten a message from her in March. This was the 13th of April. In the end of March, she said that I would have access to him, and I would take him with me when the kids come for their visit with me for 6 months, because we have 6 months on, 6 months off. This is how we've done it for 4 years. So they're supposed to come with me for 6 months. The dog's supposed to come with me for 6 months. He's used to coming to me. He's my dog, Like when I got back from Ireland and my ex-wife went to Oregon, the dog stayed with me. This was right after the divorce. So directly after the divorce, the dog stayed with me for 6 months. And then I got him chipped because he's my service dog. So I got him chipped with a European chip so I could take him to Ireland with me. And so all those vet payments were from my card, and so I got him all registered to go. And then I sent him off with my ex-wife and my kids while I stayed in Hawaii. So we shared, we were on rotation. So he jumped into my car, and then she tells everybody I stole my dog, my service dog, who was supposed to be with me anyway, who we had an agreement for him to be with me anyway, and that I attacked her husband. So I did not. I never threw a punch. My daughter, I recorded when I went to her last day of school on May 24th. They had a big school parade, and I went to it. And he was there, and he starts talking shit, so I asked him if he wanted to take a walk, and then he called the cops on me. He likes to talk shit. I know that much anyway. So the cops came and talked to me. I recorded it while they were there. I explained it. They went their separate ways, whatever, no big deal. And then I talked to my daughter. It was still recording. And she's very mad at me because she's been convinced that I attacked her stepdad, when the opposite is true. So I had her retell me the story. I'm like, so did I approach him or did he approach me? She's like, no, you approached him. I said, did I? She's like, well, when he came out of the house, you turned around and pushed him. I was like, yes, he came out of the house. He got in my face. That means he approached me. And she's like, oh, okay, yeah. And then she's like, yeah, but you didn't need to push him. I'm like, yeah, but he was yelling and spitting in my face. And she had just had a fight in school a year before that. And she took down this older boy who was bullying her friend. And that's all he was doing was, yelling at this girl or, using words against her. Well, this big, 6'2" dude, I don't know how tall he is, he's taller than me, former military, wears a dress, pretty intimidating looking fellow, because he's a scary woman. And he's in my face screaming and spitting at me while I'm actually being very calm. I told him, fuck you. That would be the third time. I said, fuck you. And then he got closer, and I pushed him, and then he came back and hit me, and then I restrained him. And then, like I said, my ex-wife was kicking me, so I had to continue to restrain him with my teeth, holding him to the ground while she's kicking me, and I'm grabbing her legs so she's not connecting with my ribs like she was. And then I left, and that was the end of it. There was nothing more to it. I did not enter their house. I did not pursue him. I did not throw any punch, not yet the first punch. All I did was restrain the guy. And so, no, I did not attack my ex-wife's husband. And I know that, since 2014, she's told me two things. She said, I will go for full custody and I will turn the kids against you. I have that recorded multiple times over the years. And I have the kids saying it as soon as I get back from Ireland. I have this dash cam that goes up here and I'm recording, as we're traveling. And they're telling me what she's doing. She's like, they all three told me she wants us to choose sides, it seems like. She's telling us all these awful things about you. She wants us to believe that you lied to us. She wants us to believe this and that. And so then I had to go home and I had to prove, she said I lied about buying plane tickets. That, I lied about them being canceled with COVID and whatever. That I lied about even buying the tickets. So I had to show them I bought all these tickets. And all these little intricacies that she's saying that I did or lied about that hurt their feelings. And so then they go to therapy in May. So that was April when I got back. Then in May, they're going to therapy. And they tell the therapist that. I'm not involved. It's a group therapy session, but I'm out of the room. In fact, I'm out of the house, I think, during this group therapy session. But it's all on Zoom, so it's recorded. And when I go back, that's what they're telling the therapist too, is that their mom is pitting them against me. Their mom wants them to choose sides. Their mom's saying horrible lies about me, this and this and that, like actively working against me to hurt me with my kids. And that's what they claimed, and that's what she promised to do. And so that's the end of the story. There's nothing more to it. Jeez, I just spilled water everywhere. But there's nothing more to it. Like if that's what she's hinging this parental alienation thing off of, if that's what she's hinging me not being able to see my kids off of, I know what she's been doing with this parental alienation since 2021. Now it's 2024 and she's done this tactic of running me down and saying negative things about me and getting the kids to not like my character as a person. So they hate me as a person. And that's what parental alienation is. That's the definition of it. And it's sick. There should be laws against this. So now I have to go to court And now I have to fight with all my might to get custody of my kids, because even though it's my custodial term with them, you know, I haven't had my kids for a year. She's neglected my turn with them for 6 months and won't let me see them, won't let me come to the house, she says. I can still do it because my kids are there and I have custody of them, like I said, but I've not tried to irritate the situation. I've honestly tried to be very peaceful. But these lies are pretty concerning to me, and it will all come out in court. So this will all be public record in our custody case in Lane County. This will all be public record. Anybody can look it up. Just go to the court website, look up records. They're all there.